3 years after the success of the first film, the next film, Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest, came to the big screen. The story behind it is that Elizabeth and Will are arrested by the head of the East Indian Trading Company, Lord Beckett, played by Tom Hollander, for helping Jack Sparrow.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Beckett agrees to free them in exchange for Jack's compass. Meanwhile, Captain Jack Sparrow discovers that his debt with Davy Jones, played by Bill Knightley, is due. This film has a darker tone in comparison with the first one. One of the reasons is the villain, Davy Jones himself. He's meant to represent the devil of the sea. He only deals with people in exchange for 100 years of service on his ship. What can you say about that? He's also highly ruthless and sadistic, particularly to his crew, believing that every human should suffer in the afterlife with much pain.
Life is cruel. Why should the afterlife be any different?
The way they make him is really impressive. He's part man, part octopus, and part crab. To portray Jones on set, Bill Knightley wore a motion capture tracksuit and special effects were used to make him into the tentacle terror. Davy Jones is one example of the brilliant effects in the film, but there are more examples. The crew of the Flying Dutchman, who have very creative designs, and the infamous Kraken, who is the pet of Davy Jones. The scenes when the Kraken attacks the ships are very exciting as the monster wreaks havoc and destruction while the crew stands little chance of survival. Another example of the dark storyline is one of the minor characters, Commodore Norrington. In the first film, he was a serious commander who took serious actions against pirates. He even underestimates Jack when he first meets him. In this film, he loses everything and is forced to take orders from pirates. Kind of ironic, isn't it? Despite its dark tone, it does have some light-hearted moments and some well-known minor characters from the first film. The two pirates, Pintil and Regretti, were members of the Black Pearl's crew in the first film, and they serve as comedy relief characters. Pintil's the more aggressive character, while Regretti is the lighter one.
It's the Bible, you get credit for trying. Pretending to read the Bible's a lie!
As for Jack's crew, there's Gibbs, who's the first mate and loyal friend of Jack. He normally provides the movie cast, as well as the audience, with background information, and Cotton, a mute pirate whose parrot does the talking. You don't see him that much, but I enjoy the scenes that he's in. Like that one. However, Captain Jack Sparrow is the one that really adds lightheartedness and laughter to the film. I was laughing my head off when I first saw that scene. The MacGuffin of the film is the dead man's chest, like the one from the famous song.
50 men on the dead man's chest. Hey-o-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum.
If you've never heard of this song, you've never heard of pirates. The chest contains the heart of Davy Jones. It may not be shiny, but it could decide the fate of Davy Jones himself. Jack wants the heart so he can give it to Davy Jones in exchange for calling off his debt. Will Turner wants the heart so he can kill Davy Jones and free his father, who's on the ship. And Norrington wants the heart so he can give it to Beckett in exchange for getting his life back. There's also a scene when Elizabeth goes for Jack, but that goes nowhere. The idea of a sequel to Pirates of the Caribbean was hugely hyped, and the film managed to make more than $1 billion in the box office. I admit, when I first saw the film, I didn't like it.
Oh, bugger.
But now after seeing it again, it kinda grew on me. It isn't as good as the first one, but it's a tough act to follow. However, the film tries. The first and best act is the Cannibal Island. It comes very close to having the same charm and wit as the first film. The second act is where the film starts to get slow, but the third act starts to get it going again. Overall, it's a decent enough fantasy adventure. Check it out and think for yourself.